Hello everybody, it's Chrissy from Chrissy's Beautiful Life. Welcome to Off the Board for November. I am going back a little bit and doing a Halloween layout because this month Crystal thought of a really neat idea of doing a challenge. So normally off the board, let me start over. Normally off the board, we all go into our own Pinterest board, pick something that inspires us, and we create something off of that. Last month we did that wine themed where we all used wine in some form to create a layout, and we all really enjoyed that. And I think we're all probably, I don't really know if this will be a continuous thing, but I think that it's a community thing, right? So when we're all kind of doing the same theme, we just really enjoy going through and seeing what everyone else does and what they thought of. So for this month, Crystal suggested, well, why don't we just say pick a pin from this particular board? So we randomly picked a number. I think she picked the number 5. And for me, my board, my 5th board down in my Pinterest was Halloween, which is very convenient because I still have a few Halloween photos to document. I haven't even touched this year's, but this is last year's. You can tell Mr. Barrett has gotten hold of my photo, but that's okay. And I've got these fun photos of Jackson as a Power Ranger. He was all into Power Rangers last year, like all in. And so it worked perfectly. And then I've got a few off photos of my other ones too. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use. For sure this one. And I went ahead and I pre-backed my cut file. However, when I get on fast forward, you're going to see I do showcase it a little bit. But I ended up using the Hey Pumpkin collection. That's this year's from Crepe Paper. But I have this wreath from Creative Cuts Club that I just felt would work kind of like, normally I do like floral colors and girl colors and turn it into like a girly type layout, but I thought maybe if I used Halloween and did a boy, it would be a little bit different. So that is where I'm going with it. Hopefully you can see the pin. It was Halloween, so I didn't really pick anything in particular. I just picked a Halloween theme because that's what I'm going with. And I'm going to get you back on fast forward. It's going to look a little funny because you're going to see how I back a tiny bit of a cut file and then it goes to this. So let's get going. Okay, I lied. I thought I had that bit of, I can't talk today, video to show you, but I don't. So instead, you're just going to not see that part, but that's okay. You've all seen backing cut files before. I'm going to start with going ahead and using my favorite stencil. I love this one. It's like stars and snowflakes and it's just all sorts of different things. And I love it. I'm mixing it with some acrylic paint, 2 colors of acrylic paint. So a navy and a white. And I'm so sorry my table is shaking. Barrett or Nora, I'm not sure which one is there shaking it. I think it's Nora, I can see curly hair. And so it shakes my table, and of course, being on fast forward, it looks crazy. So I'm sorry about that part. It does stop in a minute. I'm just going to place this in a few different areas. I'm trying to get it basically around where the cut file is going to be, right? That's my plan. I want there to be a little pop of something underneath it. I really love this idea, and I wasn't in the mood of trying to trace it and then do watercolor effect. I was not into that. So this stenciling worked perfectly. I find that if you like to do mixed media, but maybe you don't like the mess of it, doing a stencil gives you the mixed media look without the mess. And some days I'm all about that. So that's where that idea came from. Here you can see I'm just trying to place my wreath in a certain way. 2 of the leaves that I had used, I put these really cute little Halloween figurines. There's a ghost and an owl in one, and I think Frankenstein's in the other. And I'm just trying to make sure that you can see them properly and they weren't in a funny angle. Anything else, it didn't matter because there was nothing to them. There's no direction to them, but these ones had a direction. So I'm just trying to place it so that it looks correct and it makes my eye happy. Use my 2 photos there. I do decide to use all 3. I love a multi-photo layout. More so than a single page. I probably used to do a lot more single pages, but if you watch me, I normally do at least 2 photos. Sometimes they're small, they're just 3x4s together, so it's still like a single photo, but I like to have 2 photos to tell a story, at least. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you don't need it. You'll see an example of that coming up in the Christmas series that I'm doing with Daisy, but for the most part, I like to have multiple photos. I'm going to back them both with some more of the pattern paper. There is pattern obviously in the wreath, but there's not a lot going on anywhere else. So I felt like adding just a little hint of something would really help. And then my title, you're going to see that in a minute, but my title overtakes the rest of it. So thankfully it's okay that there's a lot of white space. It all ends up flowing together and working. And like I said, these are just from Halloween from last year when Jackson was the blue Power Ranger and he loved it. This year he was a ninja, so it's still kind of the same theme. He's all into stuff like that. These little alphas that you see there, I actually fussy cut them out from this collection, but I lost the T. So I had to improvise, and thankfully I had this tee from something else somewhere and I just used it and it matched the color of his suit perfectly. So that was a blessing in disguise there. I'm going to just see if there's anything else I can add. I do finally get this border sticker used up. I can't tell you how long I have been waiting to use that sticker. I've tried it on so many things and it never worked, but it does actually find a home here on this layout, which makes me happy. Now you can see I placed the wreath on incorrectly and it's bothering me that my ghost is upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and just rotate it so that it's a little bit more pleasing to my eye. There you go. Now he's kind of like floating up into the air versus being upside down, which makes me happier. And you guys, that basically does it. So please make sure you head on over and check out what everyone else is doing for the random 5th board on our series. Here's a look at my finished layout. I'll see you all soon. Bye.